got this weight on my shoulders, slowing me down. I don't know how it came about. And while the world is spinning faster every night, I feel I'm stuck in reverse somehow. But it ain't no one's fault that I am stuck here. No one to blame this on, feeling so hopeless. I keep on pouring salt on my wounds when I shouldn't stay. I feel the pressure on me, how it's itching under my own skin. It's getting real hard to breathe. I gotta move on right now.
Hi guys, welcome to the show. Sorry, I could just see Penny down in the little screen. Let's bring her on.
Yeah, I was giving it all that.
I mean,
The guys who do the Route Master shows, they know I give it all the mental dancing. And then about 2 seconds before it's due to finish, I'm like, seriously.
yeah.
So yes, what Julie meant to say was, hi guys, here's my co-host Penny.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. Right, we're going to try a new game today. It's something that I used to do when I was on taxis, and what it is I've allocated Yorkshire Crafter a word that she has to say twice in the show, once in the first half an hour, once in the second half an hour, and you guys have to try and guess. If you don't guess it, she gets a point. If you do guess it, I get a point. She's allocated me one word, I've allocated her one word. So we'll see how it goes. So it's just a little bit of a side thing in the background, but we used to do that on taxis. We used to finish about 3 a.m, and we'd sit in the office, we'd have a little bit of a drink, and then we'd have a bit of a mull over the last week, and the phones would be going, and we'd come up with some excuse for not sending out a taxi. And we'd pick a word, and then we'd have to use that word in the conversation. I remember one week I got allocated the word sea defences, and the phone went, and I picked up, and they, oh, can I have a taxi? And I went, oh, I'm really sorry. I said, we haven't got any left. They've all been sent out to the coast because they need to sort people out for the sea defences that have gone down. And, stuff like silly things, Wellington boots, whatever. So, but yeah. What are we up to today then?
Diamond painting, aren't we?
Diamond painting. Guys, I don't know if you remember, I had a bit of a toothache last Wednesday, which kind of developed a little bit worse. So I've not been able to go out and get the stuff that I needed to do the routing, to do the frames. So I'm really sorry. I've not been able to get that sorted out. I'm not going to say I will do it for next week. I'll try and get it sorted out, and then once I've got it sorted out, then we'll do it on the stream. We have also put a little thing in the corner, Smith's Beads. It's just really to say thank you for the other week over the little key rings, which I still got mine, which I daren't use my key ring because it's so nice. I don't want to ruin it. So there's mine. I think I'm going to turn the light out. This is my terrible camera, but I absolutely love it, and everyone I've shown it to, they love it too. And but funnily enough, I saw a lady get on my bus the other day, and she had a key ring hanging off my bag, and I thought, oh, is that a Smith's Beads key ring? It was, I can't remember what it was. It wasn't a letter, it was a shape or an animal or something. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have to check the website out. So Gold Star Award this week goes to Daniel Boudreau for good morning, afternoon, everyone, to everyone. Yeah, good morning, afternoon to everyone. Yeah. So talking to Smith's Beads, hello, Mike Teds, how are you? We have Queen of Diamonds, Rosebud. Hi, everyone. Hope you're all well and okay. And then we have Paul Wright, Hi, Yorkshire Crafter, and Penny. So I'm going to be switching my camera And I'm going to be starting. Oh, that's a terrible camera, isn't it? So I'm going to be doing a little bit more to my group this week. I think I practically finished this square. There's a couple more that I've got left to do, but what I'm going to do is, rather than focusing on those bits, I'm going to start on the next square, and then when that comes up on this side, I'll just fill it in on that side. But these are the ones I was really struggling with. I just some of them I can't see. So Mike Ted says that he made it this week, which is fantastic. We love having you around.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Penny's run out of things to say. So,
you never run out of things to say, Penny.
this is the trouble, isn't it? And yeah, I know what it is. It's because I've not been out and about in the car this week, and I've just not seen so much.
No.
So you're working on a Diamond Express,
Yes, it's the tulips.
right?
I keep changing light pads, so I keep having to remember how to use it. All different.
Mike has just had a guess at my word, and he says Wellington boots, and no, it wasn't Wellington boots. No. Do you think I would give it away that easily?
Oh dear.
So,
Do you know what? The other day, my mum bought some gorgeous red shoes. They look just like.
oh, what, like Wizard of Oz shoes?
Say again?
What, like Wizard of Oz shoes?
Yeah, little
Oh.
kitten heel and gorgeous.
Fantastic.
Gorgeous.
Just shame she hasn't got anywhere to go in them.
No, that's true. I said you've got nowhere to go. She went, yeah, but I just felt like treating myself.
Yeah, fair enough. Got the red shoes, but nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Sounds like me quite a few times in my life, all dressed up, nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Bless. So, you've just lost a point there, or I've just gained a point.
Rose! Yes, completely out of character for me, Rose.
It was. I tried to sort of cover it for you a bit, but I thought that was a little bit obvious.
Yeah.
Bless. It's the first week we've tried this one, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in future weeks.
Oh, bless.
I was going to be really mean and give you something like really obvious that if you said it, you know, like if I'd have said like size well be, you know, how can you get size well be into a conversation about diamond painting?
Yeah.
Without it being obvious. So I got a little bit of slippage on some of my beads there, drills. So it's not a problem. I'm just gonna get my little. I still haven't bought that purple pot yet, have I?
No.
I'm bringing more and more purple into my life. Guys, I got to show you this. So my my desks that I was doing, my desk drawers I'm doing, I've done more blue ones now, but I had bought this to line the drawers with. Don't know how well you can see it, but it's doll's house carpet. Oh no.
Gentle.
It's all right.
There.
It's all right, baby wipes if it didn't work. But yeah, I bought this. And it's really, really nice. But this is an A4 sheet. And it's £2.50 a sheet. And I was talking to a very good friend of mine. Shall I mention the name, Christine, say? I bought this felt instead. And I thought this was going to be cheap nasty. It was £5, something like £3.70 a metre. And it was about the width of my light pad across, so it's probably a good half meter across, and I bought 2 meters of it, and it's actually really good quality. So what I'm going to do, these are the painted drawers, so they're nice and shiny now.
Yeah.
And then that will get glued into there with spray mount. So I've got a nice little lining for the drawers, which I think looks really, really nice.
They do. They look really good.
I'm chuffed for them. I'm really chuffed with the quality of the felt. And so I'm just going to quick catch up. So we've got I made it this week. Penny's words. There we go. Right. I've heard all good news about Smith's beads, but have to save up now before I can make an order. Oh, bless you. Do you know what? Actually, I mean, I didn't know of anyone else that had ordered from Smith's beads, and I mean, I in all fairness, before we'd sort of met Mike, I'd only ordered drills, and I felt the service was good, but I'm now hearing from other people, I'm really happy some people have made orders based on what we've done. But also I've heard other people saying good things. So that's good. And, we're always happy to promote good companies, whether they give us freebies or not, that's irrelevant. But I think especially with stuff like diamond painting, there's a lot of poor companies out there. And how do you know which ones are good and which ones aren't, unless other people say? And so long as it's opinion, I used ABC Diamond Painting Company, and I felt their service wasn't up to scratch. That's a completely legitimate review.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's Rosebud guessing your word, and then she's guessed kitten, and then Marks. I think you made it obvious, didn't you?
Yeah,
So he's now getting a purple pot, which it isn't. Which actually you would have thought that Julie would have gone for something like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So everything Penny says now could be the word. You are correct. It could be the word, or maybe I could just come out with loads of gobbledygook because I've already said the word. Who knows?
Yeah.
So quick, oops. And then Dave's hobby says, hi, you two and all watching. Busy times here today, but made a coffee and sitting around. That's really nice.
Good, yeah.
So Daniel Boudreau, I'll be here, but I'm fixing to start on a dog that would rather have me for lunch. Okay. Rather you than me. Actually, I want to ask your opinion on something. I'll tell you a story a little bit later on. Because someone's done something that they think is their retirement pot, and to me it comes across as one of those things. If it's that easy, why why doesn't everyone do it, kind of a thing. Hi Chris Campbling, who says hi Penny and Julie. I'm just going to rearrange my light pads so you can perhaps actually I could probably turn that light out now. So, I've stopped.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, I'm jumpy there, aren't I? Guys, I'm really sorry. I'm going to do a reboot because this isn't going to get any better, is it?
No.
So I've just waved my hand across the camera twice, 3 times.
Oh,
yeah. Right, guys, I'm really, really sorry. I'm going to leave you in Julie's very capable hands. I'm going to do a quick reboot of the PC. There's obviously a problem, probably because I've not rebooted it in a day or two. But don't panic. I promise you I'll be back, and I will be continuing with my word. So I will see you shortly.
And no, before anybody asks, I'm not going to tell you what it is. So you can... There's bound to be somebody. Julie, give us the word. Quick whisper. Oh dear. Right. A bit of a question for you all. I'll ask it again later on, but just something for you to think about. If there was a diamond painting that you really, really, really wanted, regardless of where it's from or cost or anything like that, have a think and put it in the chat, and we'll discuss it in a little bit when Penny comes back. I have got a few that I'll share with you, but like I said, I'll wait for when Penny gets back in. So, but yeah, I've done a little bit more work. I finished the first square in, I think it was over 2 weeks. Then I did the second square. I think I've done it over a couple of evenings. Been watching some part work lives and things like that. So I've managed to get the second bit done, and I've just opened this bit for the live show now. But yeah, rebooted.
Sorry, hello, did you miss me?
Yes, we missed you.
I thought it was funny when I turned the lamp off, it didn't make any difference, which I thought was a little bit odd. And then, but yeah, no, I apologise about that. And I had lots of open things, well, things open. And of course, when I went to close down, it says, would you like to save this? And I'm like, yes, definitely. I don't want to lose that day.
No.
So, right. Okay, so I wanted to do some more blocking today, but I haven't got any large areas to block.
Right.
So I've only got small areas, and I need that camera further away as well because of my pen. That's about right, isn't it? So, right, I'm gonna do a little. Well, I say cheating, but if it gets the job done, is it cheating? And I can't get my ruler out of my brand new lovely drawer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a ruler and I'm going to place it down the side here, like so. And then I should be able to get a lovely straight line all the way down here, theoretically. But it also means that I want to be doing this line first, because then otherwise I'll get the ruler stuck. Actually, that's not too bad. I think I'll go with that. Right, so first things first, most important thing, Julie, Sunday dinner.
Sunday dinner. I haven't brought my notes.
You have to take notes on your Sunday dinner, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna make your heart bleed now. My Sunday dinner, I had to turn it down. Where I'd had the toothache, I was better by Sunday, but I'd been eating like soft food, things like shepherd's pies and fish pies, and the landlady done this most wonderful looking bit of roast bit of meat, pork, I think it was. And it did look absolutely fantastic, but I just didn't want to risk my tooth. So sadly, I had to turn it down.
I know what it was now.
What was it?
It was a fish pie. It was my husband's first attempt at a fish pie.
Oh, how fantastic. I love it.
It was lovely.
You may hear some banging. That's because we have a lovely guy doing some work on the house. The landlady is planning on selling, so she's making the house look nice. Which is a bit sad for me because I'm going to have to move on. But at the same time, it's quite exciting because I'm moving on.
Have you an idea of where you want to move to, or have you not thought that?
Well, it depends on work, because of obviously the nature of my job. I have to go where the work is. But the agency that I'm with, they've got work all over the country, and I've not been up north for quite a while. And there's some cheap places to rent in the Leeds and the Bradford area.
Oh,
yeah. So I'm thinking, maybe go up north for a bit. I mean, I wasn't obviously making serious inquiries, but I've seen, I saw a little bed sit in Bradford, £300 a month, all bills included. £200, £300 a month, £200 deposit. Well, the rent and the deposit is what I pay at the moment for 1 month's rent.
Wow.
And it's big enough that I wouldn't need to use my storage anymore. So that's another £200 a month saved. And I would lose a little bit on the wages because, as you can imagine, working in the London area attracts more money than working up north. But it's only about £3 an hour less. And I know bed sits have got a bit of a bad rep, haven't they? But last time I lived in a bed sit, I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really did. It was my own little place, but it wasn't. I mean, obviously, I don't have all these multiple rooms that you get in a house, and I had to put everything into one room, into one space. But it was mine. I could come home. I could shut the door. I didn't have to leave the room to go and cook. I had my own separate little bathroom, which was within. It was like basically it was an ensuite bedroom with a little kitchenette area.
Oh, wow.
And that's all they are, and it was nice. And I've looked at this particular one. I've looked at the photos, and I can get a nice sized hobby table in there. And well, you've got to think of the important things in life.
You do.
Yes.
Not like where your bed's gonna go or anything, you know.
No, well, I'm going to try and get rid of the bed. Actually, I don't really need a double bed.
No.
You know, why would I want to share my hobby space with someone else?
That's true.
So yeah.
Oh dear.
So yeah, and I just thought, yeah. I mean, I used to live in Sheffield. Mark's Mods, please go move to Yorkshire. We will get to see you more in person. Yeah, I used to live in Sheffield for quite a few years. This is round about the year 2000-ish. I actually saw the Millennium in Sheffield, and I love Sheffield because I think it's more of a Yorkshire trait than a Sheffield trait, but people are so honest. And if they've got a problem with you, they will tell you to your face. And there is no backstabbing, because if they don't like you, they will come up to you nose to nose and go, do you know what? I cannot stand you. And I got a lot of respect for that, because I know where I stand then.
Yeah.
And I do believe it's more of a Yorkshire thing rather than a Sheffield thing.
Yeah.
So I'd probably be the same everywhere I went in Yorkshire. But also people will give you what you give them. So, you know, if you're a bit horrible to them, they'll be a bit horrible back. If you show them a lot of respect. I mean, obviously, you'll always still get your bad apples wherever you go.
Yeah.
But generally, you know, and I suspect if I walked around with a Millwall football shirt on in Leeds, I probably wouldn't get on too well.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So yeah, and yeah, I reckon that'd be a good little. Yeah, I reckon that'd be a good little move. So Mark's Mod said it was not fish pie; it was stew and dumplings. Yeah, I can see how you can get confused between those two.
Oops. Was that the week before? It was the week before. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've been looking at the comments come up, and Mike Ted's is just coming out with words that I've said.
Yeah.
And I've just realised he's still trying to guess the word, isn't he?
Yes.
But basically, what I'm doing is, if you haven't said the word, I haven't necessarily acknowledged it. So turn it down. Turn it down. When did I say turn it down? Because two people have guessed that, Mike Ted's and Rosebud. So move. So no, it's fun. It's fun, and obviously it gets our comment count up as well, doesn't it? So YouTube now thinks we're a really popular show because loads of people are making comments. Yeah, I was going to tell you something later on, wasn't I? I can't remember what it was now. But anyway, this week I'm putting this week down to a week of discovery. Because I got I want to make, there's a hobby table I've seen, and I want to make it. It's a little compact table that has basically everything included: a little wood saw, a little drill, sander, the lot. And I don't want to go out and buy all of this equipment because A, I've not got the space, and B, I can't really warrant the cost for the amount of use I will actually get out of it. And I've seen this little one that will probably fit on my desk, and I'm watching this guy make it, and he's making it look so easy. And then I suddenly remember you get these people that they make it look easy because they've been a carpenter for like 50 years. So, of course, it is easy to them, isn't it?
Oh, bless. Mark's offered. Read the comment.
Yeah, I just spotted that. If you move to Yorkshire, Penny, I will come down and help you move. That's fantastic because I actually already booked Adrian to come and help. So that would be fantastic. I mean, we can get 3 in a van, can't we? It'll be nice and cozy. Because I was just saying about Adrian, when he helped me move before, we had such a good time, and we didn't talk about anything like useful to life. We just talked crap, really. Yeah. You know how you do, you know, when you sit down and have a cup of tea with your friends and you just talk about nothing important in life, and you're like, oh, that was a really good time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was, Adrian was great fun. And Adrian works a lot too hard, though. That's the problem. He shouldn't be doing as much work as he did for me. But anyway, I forgot what I was going to say now. Yes, so I've found this. I haven't finished watching them yet. There's a series of videos of some guy who's attempted to make this project, and he is a beginner. And the way that he's building it, you can see he's not an expert. He's doing a good job, but he hasn't got those natural movements that someone has who's an expert. So it's looking like it might be a good project. But I bought myself a mini lathe today from a Chinese website, and it's actually not too bad. And this is my first ever attempt at wood turning. And I'm not unhappy with that.
That's really good.
There's a lot that you can say is wrong with it, and that's absolutely fine. But that is my first ever attempt at wood turning. Now, I would show you my second attempt. Unfortunately, I was just trying to trim it off with a saw, and I obviously wasn't holding it tight enough, and the saw caught it, and it flung off, and it's somewhere in my room, but it flung off at great speed at about 20,000 RPMs. Luckily, my finger wasn't in the way, and it just went, so it's somewhere in the room, but I've basically done more of a handle and then a ball underneath, because what I'm thinking is these drawers. I'm trying to find an empty one. Right. I was thinking about putting a handle on when I saw this, like that. I thought that'd be kind of cute, won't it? Yeah. And then Adrian, a friend of mine, he suggested that I turn them around and put them there, which is an even better idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and I've seen a tin of paint at Poundland. They do 2 colours, and it's they've got post office blue, post office red, sorry, and Oxford blue. And I'm just like, yeah, I like that Oxford blue. So, and I thought, yeah, so I might end up making lots of them. But Rosebud says that's good for your first attempt. I know that a bad workman blames their tools, but the actual lathe isn't fantastic. The tools are a little bit naff, so I will be buying some better tools. I've made an adaptation to the lathe. In fact, I'll show you because I'm actually rather pleased with it. So, I find things to put me off what I'm meant to be doing, don't I? So this is the original bit that holds the bit of wood in place. Unfortunately, what happens with this spinning so fast, it kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It threads it. It you know, when you have a screw in it, you keep turning too much and it destroys the thread. So there we go. So that's the original hole. So as you can see, there's nothing stopping it anymore. And that's why it was quite poor. Because there's nothing that it's just all it's done is just drilled that hole. So what I've done, I had an old screwdriver bit that I don't use anymore. And I don't know if you can see it. It's some kind of security screwdriver bit. And I don't know if I can find the bit that I used. No. Right, so when you put the bit of wood in, it now clamps it with 2 holes. And that holds it in place that much better. So look, you see that the wood's not going anywhere because it's held in with 2 prongs. Oh, sorry, I'm down here. Hello, down here. So when you put the bit of wood in, it holds it in place better.
Yeah.
And then obviously with it, this bit, oh God, I think I've lost the end there. Oh no. I took the end off to clean it and I didn't put it back in the box. Oh no, I might have broken. But this is the lathe. It's sorry, I can't get the camera up high enough. It's very simple. It's got a 24-volt power supply coming in there, an on-off switch, a motor with a drill head attached to it, and then some what do they call that? Aluminum extrusion, aluminium, depending on what side of the pond you come from, and then you've got the little bit to hold it there, and then this is adjustable. And for the level that I'm using it, to be honest with you, it's pretty what's the word, adequate. If I was doing like professional things on it, I would be laughing at that, at its patheticness. But it even comes with tools. But these tools are a little bit, I mean, look at this one. That's not even cut straight, is it?
Oh.
So, but I mean, as a get you start, I mean, I've looked at good lathing tools, and the tools are going to cost you more than I paid for this lathe. But I would say as an entry level, an absolute beginner, it's fine. And then once you've used it a few times, you start saying, oh, I'm not happy with this bit and that bit. And rather than go out and buy a new one, but like Fleetwood J's just said, it's great when you find uses for other things and they improve what you're trying to do. That screwdriver bit, I bought that came as part of a set for my part works. And that kind of screwdriver head is just never really used in part work builds. So it was, I don't even know why I kept it, to be honest with you. I knew I'd never use it. So, but yeah, so I'm trying to keep up with the, I'm trying to filter out the guesses of the word of the week. And so Rosebud is, I've worked a big lathe and I made a cat scratch. Oh, that sounds fun. Wow. Yeah, I worked a big lathe and made a cat scratch. That cat scratching post. So But yeah, so I'm going to put that up there. So yeah, I've been kind of discovering things this week, and I'm
Good to learn new
discovering.
skills.
Pardon?
It's good to learn new skills.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit expensive to sort of give it a go, but if it hadn't worked out for me, it's cost me about 20-30 quid, which I don't think is majorly bad.
No.
And it's, as long as people aren't starting to come up to me and say, oh, can you make me this and that and the other, and I'm like, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to do stuff like that. So, but yeah, we with regards to the move, we think because of this furlough scheme, apparently it's going on till March. I feel awkward saying this, but I'm doing very well out of COVID because when people are on furlough, there's more demand for agency drivers. So obviously I'm doing quite well at the moment, and if furlough is going to go on till March, I'm probably going to be here until then, and then it's going to be time to move. So, but when I move, I'll definitely have to hire a van because I don't think I can fit all my possessions in my car. It's far too small. And but yeah, little bed sit up in Bradford or somewhere cheap. It's if you know where to look and you can work around it, there's some good little areas. I mean, Durham is really, really cheap because it's got an extremely high unemployment rate. I think that was one of the towns that used to be thriving until the mines were shut down. So house prices and rent prices are really, really low, but there's no work up there. So if you can move into the area with work, then find somewhere to stay, you're laughing, aren't you?
Yeah.
But don't go to Durham unemployed and go there looking for work because you're probably going to end up disappointed.
Yeah, that's true.
But then there should be companies that are quite sensible. When I moved to Sheffield, there was a lot of call centres moving in the area because they knew there was. It was a thriving, well, not thriving, but it was one of these towns that the councils had earmarked for redevelopment. There was a large unemployed population, and it was obviously a good central location ish. So it was a really good place to set up a brand new call centre. And I found myself working with ex-steel workers, people who'd done this job, the other, some people who just wanted to do a couple of days a week just to get some pocket money, to buy gifts for the kids and stuff like that. And it was all, obviously these companies had the foresight to go for an area like that. So I suppose areas like Durham, I bet there's a lot of people who would want to work if they were given the chance to.
Yeah, that's true.
I know we see a lot of these programs where they feature people on benefits and that they've selectively picked people who don't want to work just to get people's emotions going,
Yeah.
Oh, it's unfair. I just want to sit all day and play on my PlayStation and they've sanctioned me and cut my benefits down. It's just not fair. Go out and get a job. That's what they want you to think. But believe it or not, guys, there's a lot of people out there that are looking for work. And for 2 years, I was one of them. Do you know what it's like to get loads and loads of rejection letters come through the post every day from all these jobs you've been going to?
Yeah.
So, are our American buddies happy since Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whenever the official finish of the election was?
Yes.
I saw an article that made me laugh. I got the impression that the British media hasn't got a clue how the American system works, because they were saying about unless someone can enlighten me, maybe I've got it wrong, but they were saying about Trump isn't going to leave the White House, and I'm thinking he doesn't have to, because whereas in England they have a general election, if there's a change of government, then it happens the next day, doesn't it? But in America, the election happens in November and the change of government happens in January. So Trump has every right to stay in the White House until January.
Right.
Unless I've got that wrong, in that the media does understand, you know, maybe he's expected to step down early or something. I don't know. But I've got to admit, I mean, I don't like Trump myself. I know we try to avoid politics. But if I was Trump and I've just lost this election, I'm still entitled to be in the White House. I'm still entitled to rule the country until January. So I damn well will. Well, when you vote a president in, you vote him in for 4 years. You don't vote him in for 3 years, 3 years and 9 months should he lose the next election.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, interested to know how, I might have just missed something. I still don't understand how they get the seats, but it's all a very different system. So Daniel Boudreau says yes until January, and I don't know what that is. Is that a thumbs up? I didn't think the symbol showed on StreamYard, because I did a symbol on a stream that Dave Say was in, and he didn't read out the symbol. He read out like the code word. Like, you know, if you type like colon, thumbs up, colon or something, that will change it to an emoji.
Right.
So instead of saying like thumbs, I mean, it was something, I can't remember what the word was now. And I'm like, I heard him say it and I'm like, whatever's he reading? I didn't put that. And then I realized it's probably converted the emoji back to the code for it.
Okay.
So I think I've just done almost my last bit of brightness on Baby Groot.
Mm.
You been watching any good films lately?
I think the last film I watched was Hocus Pocus at Halloween.
Okay, you're into the Halloween then, are you?
Yeah, a little bit. I like all the decorating and seeing other people's houses, and yeah.
Were your neighbours into it so much this year? Obviously, given what's been going on this year.
Well, we weren't here last year for Halloween, so I don't know if they do decorate around here or not, but we didn't have any trick-or-treaters or anything, but I know all that was banned, wasn't it?
I don't know. I did see a lot of young kids with their mums, and because I don't know if this is the established thing, but where I come from in Norfolk, we have a code. If you have a pumpkin outside your door, that means you welcome Halloween. If you don't have a pumpkin, no one will bother knocking at your door, because that's the symbol for I'm not really bothering. So they know they're just wasting their time. And that works quite well. If you don't want to be bothered, you know, some people are quite offended by Halloween. I know I make a joke of it, saying that, you know, these little kids, they're all cheeking me and throwing stones at me all year round, and then suddenly one day a year I've got to give them sweets.
Yeah. But no, the last place where we used to live, they went all out all decorations, all
Yeah.
the kids out on the street, and yeah, they went all out.
Yeah, some people do, don't they? And I know in America it's a huge thing.
Yeah. Yes.
So the next big thing is Thanksgiving, which I believe is the third Thursday of November. Have I got that right? Third Thursday? Well, it might be the fourth. Because then the next day is Black Friday, which makes me laugh because in America you're thankful for everything you've got. You invite people round for dinner, you give them food, and you tell them how thankful you are that they're in your lives. And then the very next day, you're killing everybody just to get $10 off for TV.
Yes, it's crazy.
And then I just love the way that in the UK, people tried to copy the US traditions or the US things, but they just somehow haven't even got even close, have they?
No, I remember seeing last year like supermarket fights and things like that, and it was just crazy.
Yeah. But, you know, in America, Black Friday is the big sale of the year, isn't it? And
Yeah.
you get absolutely crazy deals. And the way they copy it in England is to like, wow, 10% off absolutely everything. That's not really a crazy sale, is it?
No.
You know, you probably give your staff 20% off all year round, but you give us 10% off one day in a year.
Yeah.
That's not crazy.
Oh dear.
But the thing I worry about this year is that obviously people are a little bit skint because, you know, the ones who are on furlough, they're probably only getting 80% of their basic wage with no overtime. And then there's all these sales tempting them to spend their money. Oh,
Oh, what? Oh, oh,
can you guys hear me okay?
yeah, you're back. Yeah, you're tending to John Dave for some
I
reason.
think I lost my camera.
Oh,
Yeah, I did turn into Geordie Dave there for a minute, didn't I?
you did.
I've lost my camera.
We can see
Oh, there we
you.
go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's a good job I looked up and checked, wasn't it? So, yeah, I think the camera had failed to recognize this camera that's pointing straight down. Stream cam, as I call it. Right, I'm going to pick up some threes next, I think, which is 370. And then maybe one day I will get this finished.
You will. You'll get there.
Yeah.
Right, so anyway, we'll go back to the question. I'd already mentioned this to Penny before we went live, but I asked you guys, didn't I, while Penny was rebooting a computer.
That's why I didn't know what you were talking about.
Any diamond painting that you wish to have, regardless of price or where it comes from. So, like I said, I've got two, so I'll share those with you while you get all your comments in. And so, the first one I've got down is a diamond dots kit. We do have these available in the UK, but this one I haven't seen. We have them at Hobbycraft.
Okay. Do you want to go full screen, Julie?
Yeah, yeah. So it's called Hug a Pug. It's so cute.
I'm sold just on the title there.
Yeah, Hug a Pug is so cute. If you guys saw the unboxing that I did for the Diamond Express when I did the puppy with the glasses, this is the female version. So this one has pink glasses and a pink bow tie, and it's a little girl.
Oh, fantastic.
So cute. And when I went onto the Diamond Dots website, it was in euros, so I had to convert it into pounds. It's a little bit more than what I'd normally spend on a diamond painting.
What's what you would normally spend, and how much more was it?
I'd normally spend, I think the most I've ever spent is like an AliExpress painting, for example. I think the maximum I paid was about £20.
Wow.
But this one is £25.82.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, that's a funny question about what you would spend, because the one I'm working on at the moment cost me £2.99.
Yeah.
And I've spent like 50 quid on a. Oh, I tell a lie. I have bought a diamond painting from Smith's Beads, haven't I? I bought that wolf one, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
And that wasn't cheap in terms of how many pennies I spent. Certainly worth the money.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of money, but I love it. So I think with me, in terms of cost, I'll spend what I need to spend to get the result that I want.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about size and everything like that, isn't it? And yeah. So the second one is from Diamond Art Club, and we all know that's an American based, and the shipping, etc., is not going to go into that.
Yeah.
So I really like one of Erica the Goober diamond paintings. It's called Wish, and it's a girl wearing a backpack, and I think she's walking or something in the picture. It just reminds me of when I left high school, started college, and, just setting out on your own and doing it, and, just achieving, and yeah. So I absolutely love that image, but that's £27. Has Penny gone?
No, I'm still here.
No, she's still there.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, so that's my two picks. I'm not sure. I think Diamond Dots is American based, but like I say, we can get them in Hobbycraft. But obviously, Diamond Art Club is American based, and it works out about £20 just for shipping from Diamond Art Club. So, just something just to wish and to, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you got any you've seen or?
Everyone that I've liked, I've bought. To be
there you go.
honest with you. This is why I have a massive stash pile. I'm gonna correct myself. I said that the one I bought from Smith's Beads was a lot of money, but worth it. I'm actually wrong, because I've just found it. I run an app called Gems Flow, and it's really super handy. And I found the pattern in question, and I've seen how much it costs, and I've just got to figure out which one it is, because it is actually fairly cheap. If I can find it, which I can. Got it. Right, so this is the one I bought from Smith's Beads. I'm going to steal the camera.
Yeah, go.
So I'm going to turn that off, I think. It might make it easier to see the actual pattern. Now, you know I love wolves, don't you?
Yes.
And I love things that make you go, oh. So when I was able to find something that did both, I jumped at it.
Oh,
Exactly.
I love that.
I mean, that picture, I think that is an adaptation. There was a meme I saw ages ago, and it was something along the lines of a cat looking into a mirror, but the reflection was of a lion. And it was something along the lines of, it's not what you are, it's how you see yourself that's important. And
Yeah.
I think that picture is an adaptation of that. You've got this cute, lovely little puppy, but his reflection is of a wolf. Now, this is a 30 by 40, and I haven't started it, as you can see, but the actual canvas quality is most acceptable.
Wow.
It's hard to see because of my camera, and the drill quality was very good. And it's not like a £2.99 one, but this was it cost me £13.65, which was broken down to £12.15 and £1.50 shipping, which I think was most acceptable. And I think I might be incorrect here. They actually sent that by courier, not by Royal Mail, which is you don't get an awful lot of courier for £1.50, do you?
No.
So there we go. Right, so that's the first hour complete. I have said my magic word twice. Does anyone want me to say it again? Because you're all terrible and you haven't guessed it yet.
I think you should say it again, yeah.
You think I should say it again? Okay, well, I'll tell you what then. I will say it again within the next hour.
Okay.
It might be in the next 2 minutes. It might be in the next 58 minutes. But I will say it within an hour.
Yeah, you will.
So... So yeah, there's a no, but in regards to any, if you can have any diamond painting, I think because they're always bringing new ones out, I think you could find the best one in the world, and then tomorrow you'll go, oh, I wish I bought that one.
Yeah.
But you just gotta, I don't know what makes a good one. I'm thinking something you like, something you enjoy making, and also something that you can make use of afterwards. Because what's the point in doing one if you can't do anything with it afterwards?
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, that'll look really nice on the kid's bedroom wall. That's a good diamond painting, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
That'll make a really good gift for Auntie Mabel at Christmas.
Yeah, I get, yeah. Yeah, there's only so many that you can do for yourself or have wall space to put up.
Yeah. That's why I quite like the little projects, like the key rings and the pencil cases.
Yes.
Until the kids take them to school and then swap them for a Mars bar.
Yeah.
Swap things at school?
No.
Apparently, when I was very young, I swapped a Mickey Mouse, my Mickey Mouse belt for a pencil eraser.
Okay.
And my mum, and my mum made me go and take it back.
Oh, dear.
Can't, a deal's a deal. No, you will take that back now.
Oh, dear.
Surprised I wasn't walking home with my trousers around my ankles.
Oh.
Yeah, I did some crazy stuff at school.
Yes.
Certainly learnt the value of money since then.
Yes, this is the thing.
Your kids ever come home doing some crazy swaps?
No, I was just thinking about that, have the boys done anything crazy, and no, not that I can say, no.
I mean, I've certainly not ever got to the point where I've said, Mum, we've been evicted. We no longer own the house, but look at my lovely new watch.
Okay. Dear.
Yeah, if you swapped your house for a car, you could live in it then, couldn't you?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I think people are just repeating everything I say.
Yeah, I was just looking at some of the guesses in the chat.
Yeah, install. So yeah, I love our audience. I wouldn't change them for anything. I certainly wouldn't swap you for a pencil eraser.
No. Is that the landlady's cat?
That is the landlady's cat. Is he that vocal?
I just heard him.
Yeah. He's I don't know if the time zone change has affected him, but he normally gets fed about 4 o'clock. I mean, he's one of these cats. We give him dry food and we have that down all day, but he kind of looks at you and says, "My dry food is only half full. What am I going to do? I'm going to starve." But wet food he goes mad for, and he's usually asking for it from about 3 o'clock, and but he's been like yesterday. He was begging for it about noon. And it's like you can kind of understand at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, because that's like an hour different from 2 o'clock. You know, the clock's gone back. But 12 o'clock, that's way out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, what was it I said yesterday? It's actually, because I listened to Radio 2 a lot, and he was about 3:30 I got in the car. We have a ferry car to take us to the bus station to change over the buses. And I got in, I put the radio on, and it was about 3:30, and he said, "Oh, it'll soon be getting dark." And I remembered something that Steve Wright, I think it was. I remember something he'd said ages ago, and it was like, "Yes, I love it when it gets dark at 5 p.m, says no one ever." And I just, every time, but it didn't seem that long ago it was getting dark at like 9-10 o'clock at night, and now it's like 3:30.
Yeah. Crazy.
But I heard someone claim that they were going to be changing it. There was going to be no more clocks changing.
I've heard that as well. They're gonna. Is it stopping next year or something? I've heard.
I don't know. I can't. Well, I do know where I heard it from. So apparently it might be true. But I don't know what I feel today. It's one of those things where I do moan every year about the clocks changing, and I feel all out of sorts with it for a couple of days, and it's light and dark at the wrong times. But at the end of the day, it's like a national thing. It's an international thing, isn't it? It's what we do. We change the clocks twice a year.
Yeah.
And then once a year, we moan that we got an hour's less sleep. And then the next year, we moan because we could have had an extra hour's sleep, but your body clock got you up an hour early because that's what time it's used to getting up.
Yeah.
Or is that just being British? We'll just moan at absolutely anything.
I think that's just being British.
So, yeah, I don't know if I just, sometimes I quite often said, it's a little bit stupid changing the clocks, but we've always done it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
No.
So, well, I made a bit of progress on this so far, haven't I?
Yeah.
I've sort of done a couple of in fact, I'm not going to do number 6. I'm going to do the V's. V for victory.
Right.
3819. Oh, bit of a mix of colours in that one, isn't there?
Oh, there is a few dark ones, yeah.
Yeah. And now I've got blobs of stuff everywhere. Oh, and the other thing I say about a week of discovery, I discovered I cannot solder to save my life.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was trying to. I'm starting on a new part work. If you subscribe to my channel, you'd have seen a new video come out yesterday. Well pleased with that video. Very, very pleased.
I can't wait for it.
Oh, it came out yesterday. Yes, yesterday, darling. It's already out.
Yes.
Basically, what it is, I'm doing a train, and I did do it before, but I managed to lose bits in the move. But also, it involves gluing brass parts together, which I'd done. But someone had advised me that it's not really a good idea gluing brass together because the glue you need better than glue, and they'd suggested soldering it. So I thought, right, now I'm ready to do this part work. I had a go at soldering and I couldn't do it. And then it just turns out maybe I've got too high a temperature solder. So I bought 2 more different types of solder, and that's not working either. So, but someone said to me, and I don't know if they were just being encouraging or if this is the truth. A lot of things you could watch a lot of YouTube videos and then you can practice, and that's enough to get good at it. It's like diamond painting. If you don't know how to diamond paint, there's enough videos out there that you can pick up how to do it. And then once you do it more and more, you should theoretically get better and better at it. Yeah. But I think soldering is one of those things where, basically they said to me, it's an art form, not really a skill, if that makes sense. You know, you can watch all the YouTube videos in the world, but that doesn't help you. You have to feel it and develop it.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those things where I need to see, if we didn't have COVID, I could go down to Railway Modelers Club and say, look, you know, I need to figure out how to do soldering. And there'd probably be 100 people there who'll go, yeah, I'll help you. But obviously social distancing, there's no club meets, are there?
No, that's true.
So, but I've got a workaround, which I've already shown you. It arrived today. And it's this stuff, which is the best glue I've ever used in my whole life. And it works on metal, as you can see. And, oh, bless her, Rosebud's guess for my word is yesterday, darling.
Yeah.
Don't forget that one of the rules is that you've got to say it in the first half an hour and also in the second half an hour. And then I've already offered to say it again. So I have definitely said the word twice already. I may have already said it 3 times. I may even have chucked in a bonus 4th time for you.
I think you've said it 5 times.
Have I said it that many, have I?
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, you're determined to help them get that point, get you that point. So if I have said yesterday, darling, many times, then you may be correct. So, right, what I'm trying to do now is pick off these little bits that I've missed out there onto there. And it's proving, oh no, I've got everyone's favorite color next. Are you ready for this? Oh, I'm so sorry. I've stolen full screen all this time, haven't I?
It's fine, don't worry.
So can you guess what color I'm doing next? Everyone's favorite?
310, oh no.
See now Mike Tedds has tried to retract a word, One of his guesses. I think he's made a guess, realised it's incorrect, and then tried to retract it. But unfortunately, once it comes through on StreamYard, you can't delete it. So we know what you really said.
Yeah.
It's nothing rude or anything. I just made that sound quite bad and sordid, didn't I? Got this lovely little black line coming straight through the middle, which kind of defines his, for want of a better expression, I'm going to call it his hair. It's not really hair, is it?
No, but
it's more end of his roots. There you go, and that's the blacks done. Oh, I had a joke for you as well lined up.
yeah.
I can't remember it. Oh, I've forgotten it now. Although I did have a phone call from my credit company. Apparently I'm doing really well. They rang me up to say my credit is outstanding.
Oh, okay.
You didn't get that one, did you?
No.
No.
Um.
You know when someone says you have a balance outstanding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah. Okay.
And on the way home yesterday, there was a little old lady. She was struggling at the cash point machine. And she said, can you help me? She goes, I'd like to check my balance. So I gave her a big shove, and now her balance wasn't very good.
Oh.
I do love the jokes that make me sound like I'm mean and cruel, but you know me. I am.
No, you're not mean and cruel.
So I actually had a really good day yesterday. I was having a laugh with just about everyone that came on my bus. Except for the ones that obviously didn't want to, like ones with headphones. I can't stand people with headphones on.
No.
I'm going to have to move my camera because I'm going to have to do a bad joke, Penny Tut Tut. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I still can't read these. Oh, right. Okay, I can read that number 4. I'm waiting for something to come up on here that matches the symbol there, and I'll go, oh, yeah, that's what it was. Otherwise, I think what I'm going to have to do is just pick some similar colours, just something that matches. It's like this little one there. I'm a little bit worried. To go from dark browns to a very light green, that just seems not right.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to pull that one off. I don't trust that. See, I think that's a D, but it could be an E. Could be anything. See, buy cheap though. I'm happy enough with this pattern, but you get what you pay for.
You do.
See, I think it's a very bad E. Right, I doubt you'll be able to see it, but no, I can't get that. Yeah, can you see that one there?
Yeah. Is it a D?
I think it's a D. No, see, it looks like a D, but I think it's one of these here, like an E.
Yeah, it does look very similar to those down there.
Yeah. Now, whoever would have thought that I would get my D's and my E's muddled up? But looking at the colour, see what's making me think it's an E. If I it has a coat. Oh, sorry, I just lost my camera. Sorry. Right, I'll have to use this one. So if you look at the colour used for the D and the E, it's more of an E colour, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it looks like a D. So I'm going to go with the E's.
Okay. Yeah.
And sometimes that's all you can really do, isn't it? So E is 801. So these are the E's. And I think they would go, if they are wrong, they won't look out of place, will they?
No, it kind of makes sense. Yeah, that colour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've seen people go, oh, you know, that colour. Sometimes you got to trust it and go with it. Because sometimes it's not always necessarily the colour of the one individual drill. It's how it blends in with the drills around it.
Yeah.
But, and also you go, here you go, look, that looks perfect to me now. It's that one there.
Yeah.
That's got blendability, hasn't it? And no, that was not the word of the day for me.
Blendability, I like.
Blendability.
Yeah.
Stick around and we'll invent new words for you. Yeah, I'm liking that. And that works. That's really nice. And I'm just shoving them in now. And not worrying about it.
No, good.
Well, so I have seen a video in the past where it says when you've finished, because a lot of these patterns are computer generated and it takes it quite literally on a yes or no basis. And when you translate it into a picture, sometimes you get the odd drill looks out of place. So you just want to go over it all and then just replace it with something that you think looks more fitting. In this particular case, I think I've done the opposite. I've not known the colour and I've just replaced it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have this magic lining up fingernail. I really miss tricks like this when I cut my fingernails. But my index fingernail is about the right size to just run in between the lines just to straighten them up.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, guys. You're going to have to excuse me just while I pop off for a second.
Oh, you're not going anywhere far, are you?
Not far at all, no. What be a sec?
Fine, because I'd have to jump in my. I'd hate to have to jump in my car and rescue you. So, on the subject of bad jokes, what can I come up with? Right. 6. Are you going to see how useless I am on my own now? Couldn't do this without Julie. That was the brief when I first spoke to her. I said, will you do your show with me and just make me look really good? Right, so let's move over. So I'm going to do the 4 next just to fill this bit in. And then there'll just be that straight 6. And then I finally finished a whole square. So feel free to post your own jokes if you know. Oh, there's another dark one. So actually, this will give me a check. If I just go back to, I was looking for something I can demonstrate blocking on. I know we've gone through blocking and most of the people watching this will understand what blocking is. But I think it's one of those things that you can't really go over it too much. So what we've got is not a massive block, but we've got a few together. Rather than place them all in a line, what we'll do is we'll leave a little gap between them. And then when we come to put the next, to fill the gaps in, it kind of pushes things back straighten up. So I'm going to move that one there out and go into there. I'm sorry if you can't see me. And then the next line will go in like a check. I think people call this checkerboard pattern, like so.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah.
Hello, you're back.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, we didn't miss you at all.
I mean, the ladies' room.
Pardon?
I needed the little ladies' room.
You didn't need to give us an explanation, but so obviously that's only a small area to show you. But now when we come back to do the next one, if any of those four are placed, say, too far in, this one, sorry you can't see it, will kind of push them all into place, and you end up with a much straighter line for less effort. It will work better. I mean, these X's have got a really nice big bit, so I thought let me do some of these, and then I'll do some X's, and that will show you a lot better. And I think also, for me, it keeps the interest up. If you are doing a massive, large area of one colour, it can begin to get a little bit tiresome. And what I will often do is I will do it all in a checkerboard pattern, which gets through it really, really quickly. You only get half of it done, but then you go on and do the rest. Then you come back and finish it off. And instead of going boom, 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 it literally goes whew, all the way down without the sound effects, obviously.
Yeah.
So, right. So let me get me X's. X marks the spot. 3829. No, 3828. And I've got quite a few stowaways in this one.
Oh.
Sometimes I get stowaways because of the tray. Sometimes I get them stuck in the bottom there.
Yeah.
You see them in there. And then I don't notice that this tray isn't empty. And then I do the next colour. And then, of course, when I put those back in the tray, all the stowaways go straight in and they end up near the bottom. So that is quite possible that that's just a previous colour that I used. Right, so blocking these X's in. Let's see if I can get a much better camera angle. The trouble with this camera, it's absolutely brilliant. But if you turn it the wrong angle, it kind of goes into portrait mode. So, right, we're going to block these X's in. And the way we're going to do it, I've started there, and that's the end of that row. The next row, we're going to start one down, and we're going to do every... some people go diagonal lines on these, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't. Well, I go whichever way I fancy, to be honest with you. But essentially what I'm doing is I'm putting every other one in to make a checkerboard pattern.
Yeah.
Like so. And already you can see how much more quickly I'm covering the area. Obviously, I'm not doing it fully, but almost there. I've lost my place now. I can't remember where I was. I think that's where I was. Right, so missed that one out. So I've done every other one, and I've got this kind of checkerboard pattern, like the squares on a chessboard or a game of drafts or checkers. Now, I can either leave that colour and go on to the next one, and I've got some coverage. And I don't know if this is meant to be like this, but another bonus I've found is you see there, even though half of it's not covered, my finger's not sticking.
No.
Because it's raised from the drills. Whereas if I go here, you can see my finger is sticking. So it can save your painting. But the main benefit is when I now come back to fill this in, I think I've got that fairly straight, but let's say these two, I've had a little bit too much wine, and you see that they're a little bit out of sync, aren't they?
Yeah.
So what happens is when I come to fill them in, when I put the drill in there, I don't know if you noticed, I don't know if my pen was in the way, but it kind of pushes those drills back a little bit and into position. So even though that drill was a little bit skew with, can you see it's now straightened it up?
Yeah.
Now that was an extreme case, so it may not straighten them up fully, but in fact actually I can now see that some of my drills aren't straight, and you can tell when they weren't straight because they move slightly.
Yeah.
And it just pushes everything in. So even if you thought they were straight and they looked good, unless you are magic at diamond painting, but when you finished it, it looks even better than it did before.
Mm.
Oh, that's drill stuck. And I always give them a little wig. I kind of, what do you call it? Like corkscrew them in rather than place them straight down. I think that just kind of guides you a little bit more.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
When I'm showing you, I'm exaggerating a bit more, but. And there we go. And I think that's fairly straight. And then obviously I can use my magic fingernail just to run my finger down there if I'm still not happy. I think that's just made that a little bit nicer. So block, checkerboard. Yeah, they're these are all words that mean the same thing, aren't they? Block and checkerboard. But it's essentially use this trick when you have a large area of the same colour drill.
Are there guesses, Rosebud, I think, for your word?
Oh, well, guesses. Oh, sorry. I thought she was helping me along with the advice. No, they're incorrect. No, sorry. You are way off the mark.
I don't think anybody's got close to the
I
word.
don't think anyone's got close, despite this fact that I've said the word so many times.
Yeah.
We've got a terrible audience today, haven't we? I think we should sack them all and get some new ones in. No, it's good for me because if they don't guess the word, I get the point, don't I?
Yes.
Mind you, you did give me a very subtle word, didn't you?
It's a word that you use all the time, though.
Is it? So you were actually doing it for me to get the point, were you?
No.
No, I thought you were being very nice and trying not to win. Let me get the points, you see, but
Yeah.
and that you didn't just pick me a really terrible word in the first place.
No, I won't be that mean for the first round.
Well, I was to you.
Mine stood out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. Well, if I can be honest, you didn't really hide it that well, did you?
No.
See, if you lead into it very gently and disguise it as something else.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when I mentioned that when I move, I'm probably going to need a bigger van because I probably couldn't get everything in my car. That's a really good way of hiding it, isn't it?
Oh,
Let's see who the first one is.
Let's see if chat go crazy.
Yeah.
We're wasting anticipation.
Yeah. Well, don't forget there's about a 10-second delay going out and roughly about a 10-second delay with the chat coming in. So it should be coming in any minute now. And marked mods. So, yeah. Oh, no, actually, Francis Adams got in there first.
Yeah.
So we have got an irregular regular, Golden Gamer Movies. How are you, my very good friend? Very nice channel. Does a lot of live chats. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You talk more about movies and just general gripes and not. I won't say whinge, but I did catch a show when they were saying about there's something about old YouTubers. If you oh, I'm getting at my depth there, but they were talking about other YouTubers. And old YouTubers they'd come across and the little buddy systems that they have, which we see too often. But it was it's an interesting channel actually. Sometimes I like to just have, it's what I would call, I don't mean any offense by this, background chat, background videos. You know, the kind of videos you don't have to be watching them, but you can just have them on as background. Hopefully what this one is, you don't have to be watching what we're doing, but you could, for example, be doing your housework and you've got us on in the background and it won't stop you from doing what you need to be doing.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's how I would describe Golden Gamer, Golden Gamer Movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was talking about movies and the occasional other stuff. Yeah. And it's good, you know, if you have a channel dedicated to something, don't keep your channel dedicated to just that. There's no harm in mentioning other stuff, you know, like moving house and having to use a car because you couldn't fit it in a van. Car. Yes, that was my word, was car. And I decided to give Julie that one.
And I got red shoes.
Red shoes.
Yes.
I think we will definitely have to do that next week because people don't have to have a guess if they don't want to play along. And if you do want to play along, that's fine. And I think it fits in quite well with our stream, doesn't it? We just basically just sit here talking about nothing really, don't we?
Yeah, it's true.
Which is my favorite kind of show. It's something I'm very good at, talking about stuff that really is not important to anything but us at that particular time.
Yeah.
So how are you kids getting on with school with the situation?
A lot better than what they were.
They're what?
A lot better than what they were, because obviously all the changes and at-home learning, and now they're both, youngest is back at high school and eldest is back at college. So yeah, all back to normality as much as it can be.
Yeah. And I think the trouble with the kids is they need some stability, don't they? And when things keep chopping and changing, the rules are changing, it can't be doing them any good whatsoever.
No. But yeah, our eldest was home last week from college. He was online learning because they were using the classrooms for exams.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had him home last week, so he was back on Monday, and I think he seemed better for seeing all his mates. And
I'm just going to interrupt you for a second, Julie. Rosebud says, have to go, catch you all next week, stay safe everyone. So you take care, Rosebud.
Yeah, take care, Rosebud.
Sorry, carry on. I just thought, because obviously she's trying to go, I don't want to ignore her.
Yeah, no, I was just saying he's back to seeing his mates, and so yeah, he's glad for it, I think. So
good. I'm going to try and do a bit of catch up on the chat in amongst the guessing of the words. So afternoon, Penny. Hope you're doing well. Afternoon, everyone. Do you know, Golden Gamer Movies is probably the most polite person I've ever met in my life. Hello, Christine. Nice to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Only everyone in life is like that. I am doing well, Penny's Pitstop. And yes, I was talking about movies on occasions and other stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, I know what you mean, Penny Pitstop. Been around the tunes for a long. Yeah, now I believe you've had various channels and then you've kind of started again about 3 times. Am I right in thinking that? Then he says, "Hello, Yorkshire Crafter. Nice to see you live. Also, hope you're keeping well.
Oh, thank you.
And you're always welcome on my channel, Penny Pitstop. And we were all kids at one point or the other, but there wasn't any of this virus thing back in the 80s when I was a teenager. Yeah, now I seem to remember that when I was a kid, if you came across anyone with anything different, they were regarded as a freak. So I knew someone with a peanut allergy, and all you ever did was pick on him because he was different. And now I think not having some kind of allergy probably makes you a freak these days, doesn't it? Everyone's got something.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And I don't know. I think I'm convinced it's to do with dirt. When I was a kid, nothing was sterile. Your kids would go out and they would be eating mud pies, and they were fit and strong. And now everything's all sterilized. Only kills 99.9% of germs. We better clean it 5 times then. And all the kids are falling ill. I don't know. I'm not a doctor or a scientist, but I think there's a link there.
I agree with that.
So yeah, go out, lick your dirty hands, build up an immunity, and breastfeed. Apparently, breast is best.
Yeah.
I learned that one on Call the Midwife.
Yeah. I used to love watching that.
I did love that program. I don't know if I've missed the latest series or if it's even coming back. But last thing I remember, Nanata's house has been saved for 1 more year. So the trouble with these period dramas is you kind of know the way it's going, don't you? You know, with the introduction of the NHS, you know these little monasteries, there's not really going to be much place for them much longer.
No.
You know that because you're in the 60s and we're in the 2020s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, go on. Yes, I remember kids like that who had some sort of allergy or something. They used to be picked on as well. Yeah, because you got picked on as a kid for anything that was different. If you were a little bit too fat, a little bit too thin, you didn't run fast enough, you ran too fast. You couldn't win, could you?
No.
So now I'm looking at the time and think that's 20 to 4. And now I'm starting to look at what I've done. And I'm thinking, well, I haven't done that much at all, have I? Never mind. Right, let's do a little bit of 420. Little bit of 420 action. This is really, really nice diamond painting, but there's an awful lot of green and brown on it.
Yeah.
And if you don't like doing the same colour over and over, or a very similar colour, this isn't going to be the one for you. Whereas I just happen to be the kind of one that I don't mind. I really like these little subtle colour changes.
Yeah.
It really is my thing. Very artistic. Gotta be harsh. Oh, I keep getting the odd drill comes out upside down. I don't know if it's me eyesight or something, but something. So, anyone excited about Mandalorian being season 2 coming out? My phone's just gone off. And that was quite an aggressive buzz that it just gave. It wasn't so much as, excuse me, but I have a notification for you. It's more like, oi, get this now.
It was.
It was, wasn't it? It was quite aggressive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think it was anything extremely urgent. Oh no. Oh no. Well, right, okay. Now, I love Agora models. I'm doing the Terminator with them. But they have sent me a bit of a daft. Basically, you get 10 issues every month with Agora. And they sent me a message the other day and they said, because of COVID, instead of doing delivery every 30 days, we're now going to extend that to every 35 days. I'm like, okay, fair enough. I can live with that. They've sent me a message today. Our quality control process has indicated that a few boxes of the Terminator Pack 7 may have been missing stages 64 and 70. Please open your pack as soon as it arrives and check you have all 10 stages. If any stages are missing, please let us know. So what are they expecting you to do? Oh, I've had a parcel. I know. I'll pop that on the shelf for 6 months and not touch it.
Yeah.
Right. So, just trying to think where we are now. So, golden image. Yes, I sometimes suffer from depression. It gets me down. So I had to quit on YouTube more than once, but I do keep coming back. I've been exactly the same on YouTube before. It's sometimes you can get the odd comment or someone's action that really gets you down. I don't know if this is appropriate for you, but I find like I might go through a week or two where I'm getting a lot of negative like thumbs downs, and I'm thinking, oh, what have I done wrong? And it's not. And it's, you got to remember, if someone's giving you the attention, then you're worth it. Yeah, that makes sense, really.
Yeah.
If I really didn't like you, then I would just not have anything to do with you. But if you've got in my head so much that it bothers me, I would go on some kind of hate campaign. So you can take a little bit of joy in knowing that you've affected me.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
If it's just someone doesn't like you, then they just wouldn't have anything to do with you. All of us, we see YouTube videos every day and we like, yeah, nice videos, but it's not really for me. You don't subscribe and you don't have anything to do with that channel anymore. So thank you for the kind comments you said about me. I do appreciate it. I'll be honest with you, Golden Gamer, I just say my mind. I try to put a positive swing on things, so I won't say, oh my God, oh, that Golden Gamer Julie, he's back. What are we going to do? But yeah, no, I won't say anything that I don't mean. But obviously I will try not to say anything if I don't like you. But yeah, I haven't even seen the first season of it yet, so far behind everyone else. I would recommend it, and I would recommend, this is about the Mandalorian. Obviously, if you hate Star Wars and you hate Star Wars universe, you're probably not going to like the Mandalorian. But watch the first 2, maybe 3 episodes before you judge it, because I think you've got to kind of get into it. But yeah, I really love it, and it's not just because it's got a cute little baby Yoda in it. And it's funny, actually, when I was deciding t-shirts this morning, I was deciding between the one that I'm wearing and my baby Yoda t-shirt. So I'm glad I didn't now, because it's got a spoiler on it. So Daniel Boudreau, Julie, you may have said, but is that the tulip painting?
It is, yeah. Yeah, the tulips.
Yeah. And then Danielle says, I do treasure the friendship I've made here. And so do we. You know,
Oh, yeah.
if I remember rightly, we did this as a so many week trial, didn't we? See how it goes.
Yeah.
And we didn't even really discuss that, did we? We just extended. We just kept going.
We didn't say, well, do we think it's working or not? We just kept going and going.
Yeah, there was no discussion. We just carried on.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You know, we made a couple of good friends. Well, more than a couple of good friends. And if nothing else, it's a little bit of an escape from the real world for us, isn't it?
It is.
An hour and a half, 2 hours a week. There's nothing else in the world that matters apart from this show. And, you know, in about 15, 20 minutes, I'll be going back to normality. But I've just had that little 2 hours.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, that means a lot to me. And it's really nice when other people get stuff out of this as well as us. So double bonus.
Yeah.
Then Golden Gamer Movie says, I grew up watching Star Wars back in the day. Yeah, I can remember I didn't watch the original Star Wars in the cinema. I was only 7, but I remember watching it on, did I watch that on VHS or Betamax? I remember going around my uncle's, and I was my uncle was one of these kind of people who had all the latest tech, like the VHS recorder. And I'm like, oh, wow, you can record stuff off the telly. And he's like, yeah, and I've got this on VHS or Betamax. I can't remember which one it was. And we watched Star Wars. And it must have been about early 80s when I watched it. And but yeah, core 8, yeah. So Danielle says, I hope you all, I love it when she says that. I hope you all do carry on.
Oh.
And then Golden M says, I was an 80s child and there were so many awesome children's programs back in the days. But these days, most teenagers spend hours on their consoles. Do you think, right, this is very similar to a conversation I had yesterday in the shop about food. When I was a kid, as I went into the shop yesterday, I was looking for something to eat. And I said, oh, too many choices. There were so many nice things and I couldn't afford to buy everything. And I said, do you remember when we were a kid, you had 2 choices, didn't you? Eat it or go hungry. That was your dinner time choice.
Yes.
And I've just thought of that because do you think there's too much on TV for the kids now? Because when I was a kid, you had to wait till Saturday morning and then the programs would come on Saturday morning and then that was it. That was it for the whole week. You know, they had little bits of programming on in the afternoon, but generally it was Saturday morning.
Yeah, yeah.
And now it's 24. I don't understand how they can justify running a cartoon channel aimed at kids 24 hours a day.
No, exactly.
You know, I know at one point we had a kids channel that used to finish at like 7 o'clock, and my friend's little boy, he knew, I think it was like CBeebies or something like that, and it finished at 7, and he knew when CBeebies finished it was bedtime. Oh, do I remember Swap Shop and going live? And Tiz was.
Yeah.
And yeah, he remembers having VHS and Betamax. You must have grown up around about. Yeah, I was. Let's just say I was. I hit my teenage years in the 80s, and at the end of the 80s, I was still a teenager. Just.
Do you remember Fun Factory and all that?
I don't remember Fun Factory.
Do you know?
No.
What it?
I
Factory.
No, I don't remember Fun Factory. Was that a BBC thing? 'Cause I've always been more of an ITV person.
I think it might have been the BBC. Yeah, it was that.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name now, but it were all like foam and it were like, like the foam.
Oh, I
like,
think that came a little bit later as I was starting to grow up a little bit and go into work. I do remember. I remember some. Was that like one of these ones where they have to go into a ball pit full of foam and gunge, and they have to find like a key or a token or something?
yes.
Do it. It's a little bit like a kid's version of Crystal Maze, really, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I remember that. But I can't just tell. Well, I actually saw the whole career of Ant and Dec from doing Why Don't You
Wow.
into Tiger Grove into SMTV Live, and then they've started doing adult stuff, but they're not really adults, are they? They're adult beings with the minds of kids.
Big kids.
I remember them on Why Don't You, which was a program many years ago, which used to basically, it was a school holidays program that would try and get you to do activities. I suppose it was kind of a dulled down, watered down version of Blue Peter.
Right.
So, and then they'd be like, oh, let's go and make a den over the park with our mates or whatever and stuff like that. But my absolute favourite program, what was your favourite program as a kid? Or one of your favourite programs?
Possibly Rugrats.
Rugrats. See, mine was that was terrible singing, wasn't it?
Oh my God.
Grange Hill.
Grange Hill, yes.
Grange Hill, and then it started getting a little bit serious towards the end, didn't it?
It did, yes.
Yeah. So, me and Gold the Gamer, we're on a level there. I think we're going to have to be old TV program buddies on that one. So we've got a comment, Grange Hill. See, Golden Gamer. See, same wavelength, same. So I'm just waiting for this comment to come in because it's a Yabba Dabba Doo comment. I can see it on your channel, but I can't see it on. There we go. Yeah. I used to be absolutely baffled by that because they had so much new technology done with prehistoric things, like having a bird acting as a gramophone.
Yeah.
That made very little sense. But it was the entertainment, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So and that bloody car.
I think we did that at the same time then.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. Right, so I don't know about you, but I'm on kind of in the stage of winding down. I've had an absolute. Here's my T-shirt today. I think I made a good choice.
Complimentary biscuit up.
You look great.
Oh, yeah.
That's my kind of humour where you take one thing and I've got one of Admiral Akbar from Star Wars trapped in a mouse trap, and the captain, you got a speech bubble that says it's a trap, because that's what he's known for saying in Star Wars. It's a trap.
Yeah.
Right, so have we got anything special planned for next week, or is it going to be an ordinary week? Could we do anything? Does anybody want us to do anything? We'll obviously continue with Word of the Week. I thought that was quite good fun. So the current scoreline is 1-1 because everyone guessed my word and everyone guessed your word. So it's a point to the person who allocated the word. But we did kind of come up with that one fairly on the spot, which is probably why you gave me such a terrible word. But I'm surprised. No, the third or fourth time I said it, I thought, oh, I pushed that one too far. And then still no one got it.
No, they didn't.
but it's how you can blend it into a sentence, you see. But then there was a couple of people who were just literally typing. It was like I was watching the LC Facts subtitles come up. Everything I said just came up in the chat.
Yeah.
So right, so should we do a YouTube schedule?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So we have got, for your viewing pleasure, we have myself with a very special guest on the Parkwork show on my channel at 8 o'clock. We do have the usual Horlicks as well. We've got a couple of small snippets of news, nothing groundbreaking. And then we'll be doing a little bit of a mod on the Route Master. Tomorrow is a chappie called Mark's Mods. I don't know if you've heard of him. I think he's one of these YouTubers that think he's great, doesn't he?
Yeah.
No, it's Mark's Mods. It's her husband.
Yeah.
So he'll be doing Route Master issue 107. God, he's flown through with that one, hasn't he?
Yeah, he got to the point he said, I'm going to have to slow down.
Like, yeah, give me a chance to catch up. I only seems a week or two he's doing 103. Anyway, so then we've got Horlicks on Friday with Terminator 51. Now, I think Horlicks, he does as many as he can in the time, so he may do more than one issue. And then Saturday, it just says Route Master. So I think that's a show that's just doing as many as he can. Now, Sunday is I think they're making it briefer and briefer. Sunday, it just says Adrian. That's it, Adrian. So maybe we should name the title of the show that, Adrian.
I think sometimes it's just depending on deliveries and what he gets.
Yeah. So Adrian, Build with Adrian will be broadcasting on Sunday. Monday will be Chris Campbell doing Terminator. Now, I have got an update. I did actually receive an update while the show was on. So let me just catch you up on that. So it'll be issues 83 and 84. So I'm really forgetful. So I do apologize. I'm going to update that now. And then it's done. And then Tuesday will be Build with Adrian doing Terminator issue 85 and 86, which brings us back to next Wednesday when we will have Yorkshire Crafter and Penny's Pitstop doing the Paint with Diamond show. So, right. So, Golden Gamer did recognise my singing of Grange Hill. I think that's one of those themes you're either going to know it or I could be singing it all day and you'll just never get it. What did happen to CFAX? Everyone, it disappeared. I don't know. There was right. Look that one up on YouTube. I think that features on a channel called I forgot the name of the chat. It's one of my favourite YouTube channels, and I've forgotten what it's called. Today I found out. There's a channel called Today I Found Out, and they have little interesting, no relevance to everyday life, but just little interesting things like, where did the name Gordon Bennett come from? You know, stuff like that. So I think he did one on teletext and CFAX, but I suppose with the internet, it became obsolete. And then Mike's Ted says should be 2 points for the first half, 1 point for the second half, and now he's getting complicated, and I can't work that one out now. I can't remember when I said things. I do know. See, I give you some subtle clues. I said, I'll tell you a story, but then I said I'll hold it off for a little. I'll tell you about it later on, didn't I? Do you remember that? That's because I knew the story would involve the word car. And I thought, if I can hold it off till the hour.
Yeah.
So LOL from Danielle. How you doing building the Terminator, Penny? Yes, no, I'm doing all right. It's one of the least complicated builds I've ever seen. It's literally put a couple of screws in and that's it. So I'm actually quite thankful that I do it through Agora. Rather than getting one issue a week, I now get 10 issues every 4 weeks. So I build 10 issues at a time and I'm filming them. And I just wonder, some of those you don't get that much to do, because the trouble with Partworks is that if you have lots of small parts, you'll have an awful lot to do. But if they give you larger parts, then obviously those larger parts cost more money to make, and therefore they can't give you as many larger parts, for $8.99. So larger parts means less parts, which means less to do. So it's one of these things. It builds up fairly quick because you've got large parts, but there isn't much to do. I mean, last month I put in a great big leg bone this long. That's I'm going to do a quick show off. So yeah, in 10 weeks we've grown from like the hip there down and put all of that in. And unfortunately, when you've got large parts, you're not going to get so many of them. So it's a little bit of a quick build every week. Now, things like the fingers, they're made up of lots of small parts. So when you do a finger, that's quite a lot of work involved. And this is getting really heavy and it's quite pokey, but there's my Terminator, guys. Yeah. So I'm just waiting to complete the back of the head, though. So, but he's great. I love him, but but the trouble with this, he's essentially a skeleton, and a skeleton essentially consists of a head, 2 arms, and 2 legs, and a spine. So that nearly half of the build is going to be duplicated with another nearly half of the build. But I do love the build. It's really nice. I really enjoy it. And I've lost where I am now. Here we go. Right. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all this fine afternoon. Is it a fine afternoon? There's still a little bit of daylight, so can't be that bad, can it?
It's getting dark here. Wow.
Yeah, it's starting to. It's like a dark blue sky with a little red stripe going across the middle. I don't know. Red sky at night, shepherd's delight. Red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning. I don't know what a shepherd's delight is. Is that like mince? Is that like a mince and potato with a little bit of foamy dessert mixed in? That would be a shepherd's delight, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Strawberry, chocolate, or vanilla flavour. Oh, they still do Angel Delight.
They do.
It's a bit old-fashioned, isn't it?
Yeah.
And did you ever used to put it in the freezer and pretend to give it to the kids and pretend it's ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically a load of hellos. Hello, Max Moz. Nice to see you again. Hope you're keeping well, my friend. Nice to meet you as well, Daniel Boudreau. It's always nice to meet new people on lives. Just support Yorkshire Crafters. She's another awesome and talented individual. So then when I told her that, she wouldn't believe me. And Penny's Pitstop. Yeah, there's yeah. Okay, Mark's Mars. Hi, yes, going down, keeping well. How's things? And Daniel Vidru, that's cool, but I'll stick to DP and cross stitch. I can't Terminator, yeah. Yeah. That looks brilliant. That Terminator coming along nicely. And we goomy. Is that gloomy? Oh, you actually use that word goomy. Local variations. Do you know one of my favourite words is clammy? I like the word, but it's not ever used in a nice situation, is it?
No.
Especially with women. No, when a woman's clammy, it's not a good thing, is it? So, but no, I think it's a lovely word. So, we've got this thing. Is me and a guy at work. We've got this thing going on now. We were just having a laugh, and Apparently, the new naughty word that's coming in, and I'm going to say it before it's officially designated as naughty, is moist.
Oh, I hate that word.
You hate it.
I hate that word.
Oh, I'm sorry. I do apologise then. But coming from a catering background, to me, it's a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you make a cake, you don't want it all dry, do you? And horrible.
No.
But me and this guy at work, we've come up with our own naughty word, and that's drizzle.
Drizzle. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we use that word now, and it's quite amusing because nobody else knows what we're talking about. So obviously I won't use the M word anymore with you because I do respect you enough, but I'll try and replace it with drizzle.
The thing is, my husband loves to wind me up with that word. He's always saying it, so it's just got into my head, and I'm like, nope, don't like that word, can't do it anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
But again, because I come from a catering background, to me, it's a very good word. You know, when your cakes come out nice and clammy, it's an alternative word here. It's a good thing. You wouldn't want it all dry and horrible. Oh, you didn't put enough moisture in there.
No, exactly.
You're right with the word on the end. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, but you know, I just think it's funny, but I think maybe it's just also we're becoming a bit of a snowflake nation, aren't we? Can't say anything these days.
No, not without offending anybody.
Right. So, GGMB, foggy but no rain. Gold Gamer, you mean it looks overcast, Daniel? Okay. I've never glued. Right. I never get what overcast is with no sun. So overcast is like daylight but no sun showing, is it?
Overcast. I thought that was like cloudy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's where I get confused.
Yeah.
I know what fresh means. Fresh means extremely cold. Because I remember when I was younger, my friend said, oh, it's very fresh. And I went outside and I'm like, it's freezing. She went, no, it's fresh. So now fresh to me means very cold. 15 foot of snow on the ground, ice, cold. Birds falling out of the sky because their wings are no longer functioning because it's so cold. That's fresh. So, foggy. We don't have fog down here. Okay. I where I come from, there's loads of fog. But normally fog hits most, especially when you've had a hot day and you've had open fields. And then obviously the soil warms up throughout the day. And then as it gets colder, and then you've got where the warm soil meets the cold air, you just get all this fog. And there's one road in particular, it's called the Acle Straits, the A14 between Acle and Great Yarmouth. And this is extremely dangerous road. It's one straight road apart from one little bend in it. It's about a 45-degree bend. It's a 60 mile an hour, it's national speed limit. And it's nothing but open fields either side of it, open marshlands. And during the day, it's single carriageway, but it gets so hot, you get all of the little, and you get the heat coming off the road. Yeah. So you can't judge the distance. There's a lot of lorries come down. You get cars trying to overtake, but they can't judge the distance with all the heat coming off the road. You don't know sometimes you can't even see them. There's so many head-on collisions down there, and and then in the evening it's really, really foggy. You can't see more than about 10 meters in front of you. And you know what these people are like? Oh, I can't see a thing, but I still need to be home. I still need to do this hour-long journey in 10 minutes. So I will do it. And they just drive so quick. And they keep they keep campaigning for dual carriageway, but it's all marshland. So it's going to be so difficult to build another. They'd have to build another road next to it. And then when they open that road, that would be one direction. The existing road would be the other.
Yeah.
So, but it's a very dangerous road because of the heat and the fog, and all the time you get fog. Right. So if it's okay with you guys, I am going to call this a night, a day. What should we call this? A day or a night? Take your pick.
A day, yeah. A day. Because it's
So-
night when you're on later.
Yeah, I'm used to that. See, this is early for me. This is just starting to go into work time now.
Yeah.
Right, so as Yorkshire Crafter is so good at closing shows, I'm gonna say goodbye first. So take care, everybody. I hope you have a most wonderful week, and join us next week, and hopefully we'll have at least as much fun, if not more, than this week.
Yeah.
Take care, guys. Bye bye.
Yeah, so thank you for joining us this afternoon, whatever time it is for you. So, yeah. So remember, guys, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Bye, guys.